Welcome to another Compassion Works for All video. And here we are in the meditation hall that you might have seen us in last month when we talked about coming to visit a meditation hall. And we have finished a meditation practice here at our Buddhist center, a Buddhist meditation hall. That, of course, any Buddhist meditation hall, you all are welcome to join in. You don't need to be a Buddhist, but you can learn about meditation. And I wanted to ask and share a little discussion with Summer and Jim and Lisa to say a little bit about the importance or the benefits of meditation in their life and maybe how they began to practice, anything that feels that they know and hope in their hearts might help those of you out there who are interested in starting to meditate. Any of you have a thought that comes about something you want to say to people that might like to start meditating or having even a spiritual practice? Anybody can start.
Well, I'll start. I came to spiritual practice. Well, I think I've been on a spiritual path my entire life, but I came to a formalized spiritual practice about 8-9 years ago, and I joined a meditation group in California, and I'd recently been through some, financial trauma, relationship breakup, and was just looking for, a way of peace or a way to get myself together. And amazingly, when I walked into a bookstore, it seemed like the book, When Things Fall Apart, virtually jumped off the shelf into my hands. I started reading that, so I found a local group, and then I went there and learned about both seated and walking meditation, and then was with that group for a while, and then I moved to Arkansas, and I'm here and I'm continuing that practice here, and it's although the actors have changed, the practice is virtually identical.
And so it gives you stability. It gives you opening your heart.
I start every day. Every day, when I get up, I rise and then I come and sit, and I sit for 30 minutes every morning. And it reminds me of that old 1970s slogan that they had for orange juice, but except that a day without meditation is like a day without sunshine, even when it's raining. So, I start every morning that way, and really, people ask me, well, I don't see how you have time for that, or how do you do that, or I'm like, oh, you're telling me there's a different way to get up? Because I don't know it, and I'm not going to learn it either. So get up every morning, and then it just starts the day. And if I would talk about any benefit of it, I would say is that, because I work out in the working world, and as the day begins and as you I start to interact with other people, it gives me that pause to be able to, when somebody says something, I don't have to immediately take my first thought and get right in with them. I can just kind of say, or, well, let's talk about that, or that's one idea, or I can make some comment that won't escalate the situation usually, kind of keep it. So that's a big benefit. Have been a big benefit to me to learn that, because before, when I used to communicate with people, I always say that group in California taught me how to talk, although I was in my mid-40s. But through this practice, it's let me speak with people with more equanimity and be able to balance things instead of, I used to get in a lot of arguments. I don't get in many arguments anymore.
Excellent, excellent. Jim or Lisa? Lisa?
Well, my situation is kind of similar in a way in that I do believe that we're all on some spiritual path. And I had gone to various churches, but didn't consider myself a particularly religious person. And then I got to be friends with someone who practiced Buddhism about 10 or so years ago, and started reading some books. Probably was where I started meditating on my own a bit. I went out to New Mexico, and that was when I heard about a video called Doing Time, Doing Vipassana, about meditation in prison. And I was working with children in residential programs and thought that perhaps some of those children might benefit. And I ended up getting involved in a teacher training program for yoga. And part of that program was learning meditation and some other spiritual aspects. And that's really kind of what got me going. And I ended up getting involved with the Vipassana group out in New Mexico. And when I came back to Little Rock, I was very interested in getting involved in your group because my friend who had first kind of introduced me to Buddhism had come to the group that you lead here. And she had given me some of your books that you had written. And so I started coming to EBS at that point, and it's been just a really wonderful experience for me, helping a lot with anxiety that I experienced. Learning to be in the present helps so much. Telling yourself, well, is everything okay right now, as opposed to worried about things that might happen in the future. And also just being present, like Summer was saying, and just everyday things, and not responding, being able to pause. And I wouldn't say I was a real angry person before, but I was certainly very uncomfortable with anger and irritation. And that's another area of Buddhism and meditation has really helped me in quite a bit, because I just don't react to things the way I used to in a negative way. So those are just some ways that it's really been helpful to me.
Very good. And Lisa's actually reminding me as she talks that all three of you are passing on your equanimity and your balance. Lisa and Summer and I were just talking about they're doing some work back in the prisons, which both of them have done before. And Jim, who you will hear from next, has also done work with people coming out of prison. And it's just so wonderful that as we find our own balance and equanimity and open heart, to be able to pass that on to others. And so not only are you growing yourselves, but you're really benefiting others. Jim, do you have any thoughts that you'd like to share?
Well, like Summer, I've been a seeker and a study of philosophy, religions, and I was at one point in my life, I got off into drugs quite a bit, and I got into meditation, and it helped me to get off of drugs and put my mind somewhere else, and to be very happy, and which I didn't think I could be. This was many years back, and then things changed, and I've been sprinkled in the Christian faith. I've been dunked in the Christian faith, and you know, and I don't, you know, and that's still part of me, you know, and I'm, you know, I believe I have, you know, the life I'm living with meditation is not, you know, in conflict with Christianity, and I'm also a member of a 12-step group, which it's not in conflict with that either. What meditation does is it helps me to center, helps me to expand. One of the I was able to go to a teaching in what's called mindfulness-based relapse prevention. And one
Oh,
of
very good.
the things was, and that was an acronym is SOBER, where you stop, you observe, you breathe, and then you respond. And you know, before I used to use something called HALT, where you, if you're hungry, angry, lonely, tired, you just stop. But I didn't know what to do. But this gives me a little more
Very good, yeah.
expansion, and then when I respond in compassion and love, rather than anger and hatred, which is that just mirrors that same emotion back, which is not a good thing. So so it's kind of getting out of that cycle, and so that's been very beneficial in my life. I'm a substance abuse counselor, and so I deal with people every day, and they're not happy because they're not on drugs, they're not doing what they think that they want to be doing, but this is a good alternative, and there's a lot of joy that you can experience through meditation and without having to use drugs.
Oh, excellent. All three of you, just excellent sharings and offerings. I appreciate it. We just have a little glimpse into your lives, but I assure everybody that, you know, you never know what wonderful things people are doing with their lives to help others. And so often meditation is the vehicle to opening your lives up to others. So thank you all so much. And please watch all of our Compassion Works for All videos. And maybe we'll meet Summer and Jim and Lisa again in another one in the future. So thank you.